Hey ForexMilitia, this is Parsival, and once again we are here to do the weekly outlook for the week of the 13th to the 18th, and we are going to check out the calendar first. Alright, so on the calendar, what I believe just happened was because of the CPI news that came out last week on Thursday, they called an emergency meeting on Monday here. So Bullard, Legrand, well that's EU, but they asked for an emergency meeting on Monday, so that'll be 11. So we're gonna have to watch that to take a look and see what happens there. We got some orange news. We have the PPI for the U.S. Orange news from the Euro. Orange news from the U.S. on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have red news, high impact news for the pound and for the CAD. All right, orange news from the CAD, and then we have the core CPI. Core retail sales, which is red news, definitely high impact news, and retail sales. That'll let us know what's going on with the consumer in this country, if they're getting back out there and purchasing and living their best lives. All right, then we get the U.S. FOMC minutes, and that we already know what they said. I don't know if the only thing that could happen is if they adjust for what just came out in the CPI, and that could move the dollar. All right, and then we have the unemployment. Big news on the Aussie at 7:30 unemployment. All right, and then the rest is just orange news, and basically Philly Fed unemployment claims, more talk from the Fed. All right, retail sales, G on the pound, core retail sales from the CAD, existing home sales, and more talk from the Fed, the FOMC members. All right. So with that, let's take a look at the charts and see what we can see. All right, starting with the dollar. Now the dollar has been very, very bullish as of late, right? And you see all these lines on here. These are like for areas that are highs and lows of my stochastic, right? Which have signaled areas of divergence, which are usually, and a divergence usually means that there's a reversal coming in. So I have weekly and I have monthly also. All right, but there you go. I guess if you wanted to learn how I basically trade, you should contact me, and I can help. I might be able to help you out with that. All right, so I'm going to look at the monthly. From now on, I'm going to try to look at the monthly, so we can get a higher time frame look at what's going on. And as you can see, the dollar is very, very bullish going into these. Actually, starting from about right there, August, it's been bullish. All right, right now it looks like it's consolidating a little bit, and it hit an overbought area on the stochastic, and so we take it down here, and we can see that on the lower time frame. Okay, let's just move on. So my call would be that that the dollar is actually going to be bullish, and it's going to rally up into this area, these areas up here. Here's a reversal zone, so that should be about 99.30. Okay, S&P 500. The S&P 500 is still bullish, right? But if it's in a correction mode, and I believe it's in a correction mode because of what's going on with the Fed. They are tightening, and so people are basically coming out of their margin positions, their high margin positions. I mean, if you have $1 billion on in margin, right? You know, because it was free, pretty much free money, and the Fed increases the federal funds rate by 50 basis points. That's hundreds of millions of dollars extra that you'll have to pay in finance charges. So some of those people are basically trimming a little bit. So that's what I believe it's going to go on. So I believe that this is probably going to it'll fall. It'll continue to fall. It'll continue to correct. How far? I'm not actually sure, but as you can see, it came down to this weekly reversal zone here, and the next one would be at 38.18. That's an area of reversal, or a zone of reversal. All right. On gold, gold is basically, it pretty much broke out of, it's, as you can see on the monthly, it's still bullish. Very interesting. Still bullish, because I was looking for it to go bearish, because for some reason, and this is every investor's reason, I thought the stock market was going to continue to be bullish. So it is bullish. The gold is bullish, and it's going to continue up. There's a reversal area up here at 1970, and that is an old high. An old area zone high. All right. So down here on the weekly, you can see it kind of just broke out of this wedge. So I believe it's going to continue to go higher, and we have points at 1925 and, like I said, 1970. Okay. Bitcoin is right now, it's looking very interesting right now, because on the monthly, it is trending down, I believe, right? Yeah, we've got this coming down. And so the first area of support would be at around 29 225, this area here, and then the second point of support would be at around 18,725, way down here. Okay, and I've got a monthly support there, as well as a reversal zone. So that is the low side. On the high side, sky's the limit. I don't know how far Bitcoin can basically go, but the estimations are $100,000. So sure, we can look for that. Oil is basically, it broke out of a wedge, and basically the understanding is, there's, since what's going on with Russia, oil prices are jumping. So who knows what Putin has in his mind? Maybe that's part of it. He wanted to basically raise oil prices. Is this a bluff? Is it not? Is he really going to take over the Ukraine? We'll see within the coming weeks. But for right now, oil is up. It broke out of a wedge. All right, but it's in divergence. So there could be some areas that this could come down to. Okay, it could fall. All right, so I would say this right here is the first area that it would hit, which is around 86.50, and then down to here at $76 would be a zone, and that's right in the area of a monthly support line. Okay, and let's see, it's come back down here. Yeah, so it can hit here or here. All right, so let's look at this on the weekly. Take this up to the monthly, and it's still within this wedge. This is the CAD, the USD CAD on the monthly chart, and it is within this wedge, but it is bullish. The dollar is bullish. The interesting thing is the commodities are bullish and the dollar's bullish. So there's got to be some type of there's usually some type of inverse correlation between the two, right? The dollar goes up, gold goes down, oil goes down. Oil or gold goes up, the dollar goes down. But right now it's looking pretty much like the dollar and the commodities are actually going higher. So there's got to be something going on there. All right, with the CAD, I believe this is going to go long, and but it has to break out of this wedge here, and the next target will be 113. I'm sorry, 131 up here in this area. Okay. On the euro on the monthly first is, let me zoom. The euro on the monthly is still in a bearish tone, right? So if the dollar does increase, the euro will definitely fall. And that's on a monthly. So this is probably just a pullback into an area that it would probably reverse from. So you can see here, there's an area of consolidation here. So I would say probably about 116. It'll probably pull back to 116, and then it'll continue its move down. All right, and on the pound, let's go to the monthly, the higher time frame, is also, it should actually be bearish also, but it's looking very bullish as of late, and it could basically be a bit stronger than the dollar. So I believe it'll rally up to 140.25 in this area before it actually comes back down. In this area, right, 138, 140, so 139. In the 139 area, it should find some resistance and some supply, and actually reverse and come back down. All right. So with that, I am going to say that is it for my chart reads, my technical analysis. I am going to slowly come out of using the sentiment, because I believe sentiment is for a lower time frame, and as you can see on the pound, it is right now neutral. On the euro, it's neutral. On the Swissy, I'm sorry, on the Loonie, it is neutral. So let me see, on gold. On gold, it is long. So that goes with the call. But this is really more for a lower time frame, like 4 hours and below, more intraday. I was going to get into the COT, but I'm going to leave that out also. If you did want to get into it, you should go to cftc.gov to take a look at that, and maybe I'll make some videos on how to read and analyze the CFTC or the COT reports. But for right now, let's get to the Trademiner picks of the week, and see you over there. Okay, here we are, Trademiner Forex. We have a signal on a bearish euro, and as you were looking at, we were just looking at that from February 13th to February the 21st, and this has a high probability to complete, to be profitable. I believe based on the current market conditions. Something that I did want to do is I wanted to basically get in touch with the company Gecko Software to actually ask them how their neural network actually functions. That's something that I do not know, but I will find that out for you. All right, it's 83% win rate, and the stock pick of the week is Walgreens Green Boots. Bearish Walgreens Boots Alliance Inc. WBA, and that's from February 18th. That's the end of this week. That's on Friday to March 11th. And this also has a high probability to be profitable with a 4.37, 80%. And we will be looking at that on the charts. Also, from SeasonX, we have Walmart, and that is from later on this month. That's a while from now. So I will go over this one again, February 28th. I didn't actually look at the date. I did see that they had Walmart up there for going from February to April. So I'll go over that again in that week. All right, let's look at the charts. and see what we can see for the setup. All right, so this is from February 14th to, what was it, the 21st. Mark that down. I did not mark that down. Okay. So there. And this is the daily chart. And as you can see, it fell. The stock basically, I mean, the currency basically fell. So for this to actually, I'm sorry, do I have that right? I don't have that right. I have that marked off as bullish, but it is bearish. There we go. Oops, wrong color. Come on. Alright, bearish. Okay. Alright, so that's basically going to be falling. So this does look good. This is actually looking very, very good. Alright. So that's as far as technically. So I'll probably take the whole position for this to actually fall. All right. And on WBA, that is also bearish. And I basically am going to, that's to April 11th, I believe. March 11th. March 11th is here. And let me just change the color on that. And that's where the close is at, and I'll put that in later. Alright. And so most likely I will on Friday I'll go ahead and enter this position going down. Okay, so now let's go over some of the positions that I already went over. This is the review, and we had the Aussie Swissy, right, from the 8th to the 24th, and we had Triple M from the 9th to March 3rd. So let's take a look at that. And that's this. The Aussie Swissy is now in, it's in a drawdown, as you can see. I did take a loss here from a mishandled entry position. I took about a loss of about 2,700. It was a large position, and close those suckers immediately. Even if you lose some, you make a fat-fingered error, close that position. Don't try to wait for it to come back. Just close it. Take the hit. Oops. Count that as good, but don't try to look for it to basically come back. Close it immediately. Okay, so that's what I did. And then 3M is also in a drawdown right now, because what happened on Friday was the market basically, it was up, but then because of the tensions of what was going on with Russia, it fell going into the end of the day. Okay, so there you go, I'm just going over some of the stuff. And I got American Express is actually positive, and what was the other one? And work, that was from a while ago, is still, let's see, it is, right, we've got a couple of days to go on that until February 22nd. The pound, that actually I should have closed that one out, and nope, I don't have that one on. And this, I should have also closed this one out. So, and those are probably going to be small losses. All right, so with that, I'll say knowledge is power. Be power hungry, and power to the people. If you like this content, please like this video, comment if you want to ask me a question, and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. And with that, I will say Parsifal is signing out.